Thank you very much for the warm welcome here from Berlin, rainy Berlin. As announced, my name is Phillip, CEO of the company Vision Consulting. We're a BRIM consultancy based in Vienna, Austria. And we're here together with nexnet to present you what nexnet did over the last years from getting a BPO provider and using their BPO systems to provide a software as a service approach for subscription billing cloud. And to support that, here with me is Mario Kaiser, who is responsible for that.
Thank you, Christian. Yeah, warm welcome from me as well. So I'm Mario Kaiser. I'm head of business innovation at nexnet here in Berlin. Me and my team, we developed a subscription billing cloud solution based on SAP BRIM in the last months. And yeah, Christian and me, we want to take you with us to this journey we had in the last few months, and also want to show you in the next 30 minutes, how this product works, how it looks like, and how SAP BRIM is involved in that. So, short introduction to the presentation today. We will introduce you in Vision and nexnet for the next few slides. After that, we get the question why we want to change from our business right now actually to software as a service provider for subscription billing. And later on, I'm very excited for it. We will present you a demo case here for our product so that you can see how it works online, how it works in SAP. And yeah, last but not least, of course, question and answers. So welcome to the presentation, and Christian would like to go on with you.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, I'd like to briefly introduce Vision Consulting as a company, who we are, what we do. Like I already said at the beginning, we are a consultancy specialized in SAP BRIM, but as well the subscription billing cloud of SAP. And we are working over the years quite heavily in the SAP BRIM sector already. And before the presentation, I made some kind of a fact-finding mission in order to find out what we did over the years and how many clients we served and so on and so on. And I came up with some figures like that we did already more than 100 SAP projects combined with our consultancy force. We have more than 50 SAP customers where we implemented SAP BRIM or other sub-modules of the SAP BRIM solution. We served 18 industries, which is quite a leap because how the whole BRIM thing started with telco, and we evolved from that with our clients. So we have clients in high tech where we are building IoT services. We have clients in the payment service provider industry where we are building payment transactions and making revenue distributions in this area. We have clients in the energy sector, transportation, where we, for example, build the usage of train tracks, and many industries more where the BRIM solution is nowadays taking for billing existing services, but also to transition to new services. I think the biggest number I was surprised with when I was checking was that we have combined over all our consultants 144 years of SAP BRIM experience. So you can find, let's say, a lot of experience in each of the single modules the SAP BRIM consists of. Which brings me to the next slide. We're delivering this end-to-end to our clients. So we are covering the full landscape of SAP BRIM with all its modules, and the SAP subscription billing cloud for sure as well. But that's not all that we're doing. Over the years, we helped as well clients to get into this business, to help them with a digital transformation from the product to service shift, which is more industries coming into the subscription billing services, but as well usage price-based billing that are normally not in this area, like automotive and high-tech industry. And we help them to get their products and help them to shift them to a service that can be built with a customer. And that's what we like to do and what we did as well in the past with nexnet. And yeah, that's maybe the story that Mario is off to tell.
Yeah, okay, then short introduction into nexnet. So nexnet is your partner for business process outsourcing, which means we provide services around billing, rating, accounting, accounts receivable management. And we don't only provide services, we also provide manpower and knowledge to operate the services. So this means we are fully in charge for your outsourced services. and makes you the benefit that you don't need to own the knowledge and the manpower itself, so all is completely made by us. So we are located in 5 cities in Germany, all over Germany. We were part of the Net Group holding located in Flensburg, and yeah, big numbers are our business. So when we hand over processes from our clients, so we like to have big numbers, so a lot of transaction invoices and so on. So which means just some numbers, we bill over 85 million invoices a year. We rate nearly 2 billions of connection minutes a year. We have 90 million customer master data in our systems, especially of course in our SAP systems. Yeah, we come later to this. That's our business. And while we are here together with Vision, we expand this business. So we don't want to go on just only with big clients, with big setups and so on, but we want to have a journey going on with a smaller business, with growing businesses, and of course in providing subscription billing solutions to these partners. So, and that's the story for today. Something about the history of nexnet. We were founded in 2000. So, and already in 2001 we started with SAP FICA installation. At this time we had our own billing, own developed billing, so we just started with SAP accounting. But in 2014 we made a decision to get a whole BRIM installation with also billing features, invoicing features and so on, to get the whole platform, the whole services we provide, becoming more scalable, yeah, more stable, to provide better services to our clients. Yeah, and thankfully we met Christian within this area, and in 2019 we had a solution to get our SAP BRIM installation working as a module in our own infrastructure, which means SAP BRIM just was a service in our service infrastructure. This was developed with the help of the consulting of Vision. So we implemented APIs, so the whole SAP is API driven in our infrastructure. So all the input data coming in via SOAP API, all the output data going via SOAP API. And this enables us thinking in new ways and to provide the whole subscription billing solution as a service to our clients. So, which means it's not that much configurable for the clients, so they can use, of course, product master data, subscription, or you can use all this, but for example, accounting logic is predefined and so on. Yeah, but we are able to provide SAP BRIM with all its features as a service to our clients, and that's the journey we want to tell you today.
Yeah. May I jump in, because that's something with this timeline where I'm with you for some time, but definitely not there 2001. I myself started with FICA or RMCA at that time in 1999, which was really early at the day, so there were not that many consultants worldwide. And already you were kind of an early adapter for the FICA, and when I met you first, you've been already experts in FICA, so not much consultancy needed. And then in 2014, you've been already kind of an early adapter of SAP BRIM as well, because it wasn't that long on the market after the acquisition of Hydeal with the convergent charging. But what you said then in 2019, that's where basically our journey kind of ended, because we said, okay, we had a lot of BPO projects that we onboarded on your BRIM solution, and then we decided to say, okay, let's automate this, make configurable interfaces for incoming and outcoming data. And that's, I think, the crucial point at that point, that we had a customer said, I want to configure my own products in your BRIM, where we said, okay, but that's not possible. It's not what you're supposed to do. You do it in the solution order management. And but then we made it possible, and we made even that configurable. And out of that, in your journey with the subscription billing, you just took what we left in 2019 and made the subscription billing out of it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I can remember the first meetings we had. So no, we cannot do this. It doesn't work. So and yeah, with the help of Vision Consulting, we found a solution to provide all the services upstream in a web front end, in a web-based user interface. We will see later. So let's go on here. So yeah, why the change from a BPO to a software as a service provider? also, like Christian mentioned before, so SAP BRIM becomes more and more relevant for new industries. So also nexnet starts with a telecommunication industry, so we are growing up in telecommunication market. But yeah, from 2014 on, when we had a BRIM installation, we got more and more leads from other industries. So from automotive, also classic e-commerce, power electronic section, and also the share economy requested us to provide solutions for billing and accounting. All them together have two major issues to solve. The first thing is that most of them have small growing businesses, so they don't spend too much time on developing a solution for subscription billing systems, CRM systems, contract management systems, and so on. But they want to grow, and we are a partner with our software as a service solution to go this way with our clients. And that's the reason why we decided to bring a software as a service solution for billing and subscription management to the market. Yeah, and go this way with our clients. And the perfect thing is, at the end, we are completely in charge when it comes to develop processes highly individual for our clients. We can do this as well. So we are also a business process outsourcer. So if a client wants to have individualization, its own PSP or posting logic or whatever, we can provide a solution for this. Yeah, and this turns us into the discussion how to provide software as a service billing and what's the platform to do so. So as I mentioned before, we had SAP BRIM installation since 2014. But is SAP BRIM the solution to provide a software as a service to the clients? Yeah, we evaluate this a long time. It takes us nearly half a year to find a partner to do so. So we had a look into a lot of solutions, also SAP cloud solutions. The thing, as a service provider we are in the service industry sector, we have a B2B relation with our clients, and the business represented by SAP is the business from our client to their customers. So at the end of the day, we have a B2B2C or a B2B2B relation, and we need systems to manage these data and these processes. And yeah, I can say we didn't found a one in the market we want to use, which means we decided to stay on premise with SAP BRIM on premise, yeah, because we got everything there what we need. So we have an on-premise installation, we have the knowledge here, we have the developer here, and also we had a solution how to set up company codes in the BPO market in this installation. And yeah, with the help of Christian's company, so we found a solution how to provide this API driven and to find a way to get all the functionalities to a web front end. Yeah, and here we are now.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's quite an interesting thing that you say, because most of your clients in the BPO market are company code separated.
Yep.
And out of that, very early you developed an automated process of how to get new company codes, because you don't want to sit there and configure a company code every time you have a new customer onboarded. And you took the solution as well for your subscription billing cloud. So when a new customer comes, he automatically gets a new company code, without doing anything. It's just with an API. Yeah.
So, and this is a USP we found, we created in the solution. So if you want to, you can register today and get tomorrow your first subscription billing invoices for your clients, for your customers, sorry. Yeah, and time to market for our clients is that much fast. It's a USP for us. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, but what's the market for subscription billing software as a service solution? Yeah? So if we go back to one-time purchases, to shops, to product owner who create products and want to sell them, so you can get everything you want as a service. Yeah, you can your hosting, your website hosting as a service. You get your shop as a service, of course. You can payment service providing. You get as a service, logistic providing, and so on. And you also can have accounting as a service if you want to. So it becomes more complex if you start with subscription billing. So if you then you are in charge to have customer relationships, and you have to host them in your CRM system. So you need all the customer data. You need a contract management because you want to know what's the product the customer has, how long is he charged, what's the churn rate on my product, when the customer is free to churn, or how long is he bound in the contract to me. And at the end, of course, you need a billing solution. So you need a billing that knows when the customer gets the next invoice. In one-time purchases, everything is triggered by the shop. So product is paid, the invoice comes out and is sent to the customer. In a subscription, you don't have this event driven by the customer. You just have a billing, and the billing has to know and to manage when the next invoice goes out to the customer. And last but not least, accounting gets more complex as well. So most important part are the accruals. So if you have subscription, you don't have the one-time purchase at one day, but you provide a service for a period. Which means in accounting you have to accrue these revenues you create day by day. So which means made a revenue half the month this month and half the month next month. And with SAP FICA we also provide a solution for this issue. And overall nexnet.cloud subscription billing provides a good solution to make the journey from one-time purchases to subscription billing and subscription selling models.
I mean, with the accounting, that's for me the USP. I mean, you see some subscription billing service providers that come with a CRM and come with the billing capabilities, but when it ends up in the accounting and the capabilities of accounting and the collection management and financial management, like you mentioned, the accruals and even getting out a balance sheet that an auditor approves, and that's not a problem out of an SAP system. And right away, starting with subscription billing, you have an SAP accounting. So what start with SAP, ECC or S4HANA.
That's the benefit for our clients, of course. So there's a stable and a big working solution for billing and for accounting. And we think about the next accounting features, of course. So if we have SAP FICA, we are working for the next product releases on bringing out accounts receivable management so that you can send out your dunning letters as well via subscription billing cloud from Nexnet. And if you want to, it's a BPO business, you also can connect your collection agency, your preferred collection agency.
With all the challenges that it needs to be configurable again.
Right. Okay. Some words about how to set up the system. So, Christian, you want to start with SAP?
I mean, I can just talk about the lower part because that's the stuff that I know. So where the plant grows out of. Like I said, you took the solution that we delivered in 2019 for an internet service provider that was really keen on getting everything configurable in the system. And here with Nexnet, we have the classical setup. So we have a classical SAP sales and order management, still based on SAP CRM. S4HANA will come in the future, I think. We have a convergent charging for dealing with the subscriptions. Later, I think as well, usage-based billing in a subscription billing cloud. We have the convergent invoicing for producing the invoices, and we have, like said, the FICA for handling the accounting. And all that is made available through services by the different systems and orchestrated most of the stuff with the solution with the sales and order management. And you can go in there and configure your own product. I think we will see this later on in your presentation. So it's really that you can go in there and can create your product, and this product is then automatically available in all the modules of SAP and can be used and can be built immediately. Where the challenge is how to do that. That was at the time the challenge. You have to go into the system to configure a product, but we came up with the idea to say, okay, we have predefined attributes that customers can change. So you cannot let him to do everything, but to define really complex stuff as well. So I mean, not only the duration of a product, the price of a product, we're going in kind of order startup processes. We have the possibility to define you have complex matrices for ups and downsell and stuff like that. And all this is kind of integrated and makes it possible to get meaningful builds out for the customer in an instance, basically.
And that's pretty nice, I think. So I saw last week a lot of screens and a lot of processes working, and it makes a lot of fun to use them, because SAP front ends are SAP front ends, but we will see how it can work for clients, to be used for clients, and to get SAP on client side. So what we've done on SAP, we developed an orchestration platform. We call it internally middleware. So SAP is the big solution to provide the major features like billing, accounting, and so on. But to orchestrate all data, to process all the data, we made our own development Java-based, and we bring out relevant processes via REST API to the web front ends, or via B2B API to our clients. So what we will see next is a demo case. But all the things you can configure there and can set up there, you can use via B2B API as well. So if you have the development team, you can integrate the API in your own CRM solution or shop solution to get the nexnet.cloud work.
But the good thing is you don't have to, because you still have the web front end, right?
You can decide, and you can also use both ways. So if you want to have customer support via phone call on the web front end, you can also use your normal process working with the B2B API. And last but not least, of course, we have set up a web front end. So that's then it's REST, completely REST driven, and we decided which process we want to bring out to the front end. And it's all managed by the middleware. So it's just a user interface, an interactive user face, so that you feel free to use it. You are confident when you use it because as power user you know what to do on what screen. So, and then I would say we go into the product. Let's have a look into it.
Jump into the system. Let's see how it looks like.
Yeah. So then we switch to my screen here. So just to look in screen. So I set up yesterday a company code on the subscription billing cloud. So it's a roasted coffee, fictive company. So it doesn't work very well. It's the showcase.
It's just a login.
So here we are. So I'm now in the billing in the test billing. So the product provides a production environment as well as a sandbox environment. The showcase is working here on a sandbox environment. And I would say we go on just creating customers. So I did some today and yesterday. So we add customer here. This is a subscriber, a potential subscriber. So let's use our colleague here sitting in the room with us. It's Michael Kelmer. So then we give him an email address. This is fictive, of course. It's contact information. So for invoicing in Germany, we need the location of the subscriber. It's Linkstraße. It's the location of Nexnet headquarter in Berlin. So now I create the subscriber. Got the confirmation screen next. So I have to decide what's the payment method of the subscriber. The easiest way, because I don't have to type in any data, is wire transfer. So he has to pay the invoice via bank transfer, but we also can use PayPal, credit card, SEPA direct debit, so and have to type in then SEPA data or credit card tokens or something like this. Confirmation screen, and then the wizard is finished. I don't go directly to the contract, adding contract. So now we have the Michael is in the system here. He has a custom ID. So I pre-selected for this company code that the whole solution creates custom IDs, but this also can be managed by the client. And now we go on with the contracts and the contracts area, and then we create a subscription for Michael. So we're looking for the data set. And then we go on. So subscription setup. If I set up products, if I set up a subscriber, the subscription setup itself is pretty easy. So I have to choose the currency. First release of the product only supports Euro. And mid next year we expand this for all for other currencies. So, but I have to choose when the customer gets his invoice. So regarding the contract starting date or 1st of month, 15th of month. So right now I started with the contract start date to get the invoice immediately. Then I have to select the plan. So what's the tariff the customer gets? So I think Michael drinks a lot of coffee.
Yeah, he knows.
Yeah. So and contract, I can set up the contract for the future, but I set it up for today to get the invoice immediately. Yeah. So here are the payment methods. I just set up one. Here I can decide if the cloud itself should send out the email or not. So if I don't select this, that the email is that the invoice is generated and provided to the client, but the client itself has to take care about how to get the invoice to the customer. So of course the system shall send the invoice. So then we go on, an overview here. We have here a calculator to see what's the amount on the first invoice and the second invoice and so on. Can also switch here to any months. In second contract duration from product setup, so the amount, the recurring amount increases to 34.99. Yeah, nice feature. So, but at the end of, I want to create a contract. So I did so here. So we have here's Michael and its contract, and the data immediately are transmitted to SAP. So SAP takes some second to do all the stuff it needs to do. So that's the reason why I have to find some seconds here. So I do this by creating another contract for Jane Doe, for example. Jane Doe has already a contract. I give him a second one. So let's see what it is. John Doe it is. So he has a Robusta. So he also gets a subscription for Arabica. And also starts today. So I just repeat the work I did before. This customer pays by PayPal, so I also can decide here if I want to set this or not and provide the email automatically with the invoice. I choose yes, and so now John Doe has 2 contracts. And yeah, maybe we can...
it's there. There's always this lag in CCU, so you can just configure CC that it's sending every minute the billable items. So they're there now, at least for the first contract. The other ones will be then coming in time.
Yeah.
So you see, after the contract is created, automatically in the SAP system, the billable items are getting created, triggered by CC. That's why you had to do the exercise to do it at the same time, because of this one limit. If we would be lucky, then it would be maybe immediately, but this 1 minute is always the issue. And it's now there. And what now happens is that in the background, an automatical job will do the billing, invoicing, and producing the XML to the PDF engine and creating the XML, which will happen in a minute or so. But maybe in the meantime, so that audience is not getting bored, maybe you can show what you can do with product creation.
We can do so. So billing is scheduled, of course, once an hour for the test environment, so that it gets pretty fast. But Christian, of course, will trigger the job right now. And in the meanwhile, we have a look into the product creation. Yeah, we have seen here we have a lot of coffee products. So we have a surprise package here for $9.99. So I would like to create another surprise package, so you don't know what coffee you get. But product creation. You have, first of all, you have an internal product name. Surprise package. So we call it M. So it's the medium size. So any hints for the customer support or so. So we have 500 gram of coffee. Bean. So and no add-ons available. Yeah, whatever you want to. So then, of course, we have the information on the invoice. So it's a surprise package. 500 gram. And thank you for your subscription. So it's any additional text. So I can I can define the sales period. So I want to sell the product today, of course, because I want to create a subscription with it. And I can also set an optional end date. So this means you can upfront create seasonal products for Christmas, for Easter, or something like this. It starts today. I don't want to have an end date. So, and then, this is the magic here with the billing setup on this screen. So first of all, I have to choose a charge plan. So first release of the product includes monthly and yearly charge plan. And I may have seen, I didn't switch to English, sorry for that. So I go on here. So we have to choose the charge plan monthly. And then I have to type in what's the contract duration for this plan. So I want to have a 12 months contract duration. For follow-up runtime, it's free to churn month by month. I also could use a yearly as charge plan, which means 12 years first duration and 1 year follow-up, just to explain how it works. Currency supported is support euro for first release only, and then I have 3 price components. So I can define for each plan a one-time charge. So for example, $4.99, whatever the fee is for. And of course I can define my my recurring charges. So for 500 grams of coffee, I don't know, first runtime $17.99 and later on $20.99. So we also have here the price calculator. So what does it cost? And if we go to a first month, of course, we have the one time and the recurring. And the second month, it's just the recurring. And after a year, when I go in the follow-up runtime, it's $20.99. So that I can see in the setup how it works on the invoice for this product. And with this setup, I can do a lot of stuff in product creation. So we have a feature that there's no follow-up runtime. If I set this here to 0, the runtime is over. The contract duration is over after 12 months and it doesn't expand. So I cannot set up this price here, but I also can set up so like Netflix models. First month is for free, and after this you go in a monthly subscription. So which means I set up the first month completely free, and for the second month I charge it with, I don't know the pricing for Netflix, so but $7.99, whatever it is. I think you know what it means. So that means first month completely free, after the free period €8. And so I go back to the setup, to the initial setup for my subscription, 12 and 1 and $4.99, $17.99 and $20.99. So I have to set up the VAT. So in my company code setup, I decided I want to sell my products in Austria and Germany. So, which means I have to set up the VAT information. I think in Germany, I'm not sure, it is reduced VAT, so I can set up this here. Which means if I create a subscription for sale in Austria, I have the Austrian VAT on it. If I have a subscription for a German market, it's priced or it's calculated with 7% VAT. So things Christian mentioned before, so I can set up here a tariff change matrix. So I can choose, if there's a tariff change needed for a customer, he can choose, he can go to roasted coffee Arabica or Robusta. It's a surprise package. If he decided I drink this or this more, then he can change the tariff. So, and I also can decide, in my surprise package, there's a free roasted coffee chocolate bean package included, so that's an add-on. You can get this as well. So and then I have a confirmation screen here, of course, and I created the service. So it's a surprise package M. We have it here. It ends with 10, Christian.
Yeah, I just checked, and you should have already some bills.
So and let's have look if we got the invoice. So we go to the subscriber. We created Michael. Here it is. And yeah, he has a subscription and hopefully he gets an invoice. Here it is. So, and I have the invoice head data here as overview, so I can see what's the amount, what's the invoice ID and so on for support reasons or something like this. But of course, we also created an invoice. Yeah, it's a watermark, it's a German watermark here because it's a test system, of course, but I got the product built, 27 euro. Michael wants to pay with bank transfer, so he got the IBAN. He has to transfer the money. I set up this IBAN before. I can show you this here as well. So we can go to the admin area, and in the integration section I set up all my payment methods and also via transfer, and here I defined, okay, if the customer has to pay with wire transfer, what's the bank account he has to transfer the money, what's the company what's the owner of this account, and what's the reference on the invoice. So I can choose between subscription ID, invoice ID and subscriber ID, and because I selected invoice ID here, Rechnungsnummer in German, I got the invoice ID here as Verwendungszweck, as reference on the invoice.
So basically now we went completely through SAP.
Yeah.
I mean, if you like, I can show you as well the rated billable items and how the invoice looks in SAP. So when we switch to the SAP screen,
switch back to you, Christian.
To the billable item screen, and when we look at the last invoice that we created, so that's one of the ones that were produced by the system, and maybe as well for checking the product that you created, how it is ending up in the CRM system, in the sales and order management. And yeah, and everything goes through SAP. Everything is configurable, and bill is coming out of SAP. Now the accounting is in SAP, so we could show the whole FSCA part, what is there as well. But I think this will, we're already kind of at the end of the presentation, so we could do another 5-day training for that. Yeah. But in the end, you've built up a subscription billing cloud completely out of an SAP system, and just put your functionality on top, but using a configurable BRIM solution, which shows that an SAP system can be really, really flexible with integrating with other systems. So I would not say there are not any boundaries, but you can come over a lot of boundaries when thinking out of the box and trying to make it happen. Yeah.
And of course, the billing cloud doesn't provide all the features SAP BRIM provides, but it's the fast lane to get an SAP BRIM installation work for its own business. So, and that's the important thing, and that's what we want to reach. So, yeah, to come
go back to the slides.
To come to an end. So, how to go on? So, maybe just how to go on with the product. The nexnet subscription billing cloud will start in January 22. Live, so you can register yourself from January on, or you can contact us if you want to get an account, or you join our beta test starting in November this year. So in 3 weeks we want to start the beta testing. We are looking for some beta testers and some clients who want to join the test. If you want to, feel free to contact me, so we would be happy to have you here on board. Yeah, and just to give you with the last slide an outlook for the roadmap of subscription billing cloud, we want to go on next year with internationalization, of course. So we want to bring in multiple currency, multiple languages for the invoices, also multiple invoice templates, so that you have market-dependent templates. So the template right now you've seen is special for the German market, but for Italian market, Spain market, and so on, you have other requirements to fulfill. We want to start with accounts receivable management, so that you not only create the invoice, because we have SAP FICA established, so we want to use the accounts receivable management feature from it, also to produce cloud-based dunning letters. And yeah, the cloud will be a payment solution. nexnet also provides payment solutions for years, and we will integrate payment also in the cloud, so that you don't need to, you can, but you don't need to bring your own payment service provider. You can use nexnet Cloud as payment service provider. So that's it.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you too, Christian, to be here.